Thank you to our sponsor, Pinpoint Technologies, your source for direct mail and telemarketing leads. Check them out at www.pinpoint-tech.com.
Well, this is the 10th annual Syrah Shootout. This is a chance for all the winemakers that are here at the Hospice de Rhône to come together and showcase their very best Syrah, which is basically their main wine. And it's a mano-a-mano thing where we have the winemakers come in, they each get to submit one sample. It's winemakers only, judging each other's wines to come up with who is the very best Syrah winemaker.
Oh. I like this nose. And it's a shame we're tasting this one today and not in 3 years. Pretty rhubarb, strawberry. Didn't want to taste it based on the nose, and I should. Has anybody poured into their spit cup and started to spit into their stem yet? I might have just done that. Just a little bit of wet donkey on a hot afternoon. But there's some fruit that goes with it. You know what I think is starting to happen, Kent? I think that we're all charging more and more for our wines. At least some of us are. You are not.
Some of us would like to, for sure.
And I think people are swinging harder and harder for the fences, and they're charging more because they're working so hard to make these great wines. But when you whiff swinging that hard, you miss bad, and it shows. It'd be nice to actually taste the fruit that gave his life for the wine, and not the donkey that might have pulled the plow 100 years ago. Yeah.
Any new revelations at the previous table?
There was 2 wines at the last table that could make it into my top 3. I'm so competitive at a tasting like this, where I'll learn when we talk about the wines later, but right now I'm just naturally geared up to find great wines and dump those that aren't. This weekend is kind of like the Baton death march of wine tasting, so I don't want to kill myself right off the bat. You tasted?
20 minutes left, 20 minutes left.
20 minutes left, 20 wines to go.
You better move quick.
Game on.
All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, when you get a chance, please finish up, walk inside, find your place, and we'll call to order. We'll have a little great food to go with this great Syrah.
Okay, going to the top 3. My top wine was number 15. It was massive. The tannins are going to need to integrate, but it was really yummy. Loved wine number 26. It had cool climate qualities. Some grapefruit, some nice soft roundness to it. It was a little more supple. It was the most supple of my final 5. And then wine number 3 was 39. And again, it wasn't a massive wine, but I loved the fruit flavors and the soft, round, hedonistic textures that it had.
Okay, thank you all very much for your totally professional and fastidious care of tasting through these wines. As true professionals, I have no doubts whatsoever that the winner of this competition is indeed the King of Syrah, the Syrah God. Third place wine. Okay, I'm kidding. The third place wine, Dry Stack Cellars, bag number 29. 29 or 26? I'm sorry, no, it's 29. Okay, wine number 2, Taz Cellars. That's bag number 17, okay? Now, for the big winner. This wine won in a landslide, folks. So you voted this wine #1 with a bullet to the craziest mofo that I've ever known to make wine, to a guy that could wear this coat without actually having to think about whether or not it fits in his style. Ladies and gentlemen, bring it up for Stillman Brown, Red Zeppelin.
What the fuck do I do with this thing? What number was it?
It was the only screw cap.
Russell, not only were you able to pick out your own wine, but you also came in 3rd place out of, 45 different wines.
Yeah, it's humbling to do well in a crowd like this. There were so many amazing wines, but as I've always said, this wine comes from the vineyard. Bennett Valley is a special place. It's farmed by Chris Boland, an amazing farmer, but the site itself is just fabulous. The wines from there will continue to be special, and by God, next year we come back, we're not happy with 3rd. We want to take the jacket home for ourselves.
That'll be great. Good job.
Thank you.